Hi, welcome to Make It or Break It, a new show we invented so that we'd have a dumb reason to custom order a bunch of commemorative plates.
AKA the best reason. That's right, we got all the Screen Junkies together. We're each gonna give our opinions on a bunch of topics. Whether those opinions are positive or negative will be counted under the made or break categories. And then those opinions will be distilled into cold, hard, objective reality, whereupon these beautiful commemorative plates are made or broken. Up first, Michael Bay.
Michael Bay movies, they're all the same.
What does every Michael Bay movie need?
You're definitely gonna have explosions.
Explosions.
Boom! Explosion.
Everything has to explode.
Boats blowing up, and cars blowing up, and tanks blowing up.
And more explosions.
Every Michael Bay movie needs a very low spinning shot as somebody looks off heroically.
360.
You're spinning around somebody.
Shit just got real.
Everybody talks in like speeches and everybody yells everything.
That is my family up there, so I don't want to hear "we hope so."
You gotta objectify women.
A draft of the script has to be written by the cast of Entourage. Actually, not the cast, the actual characters of Entourage.
And I think most of the movie needs to take place at dawn or sunset.
Just a lot of sunset shots.
It's like a fantasy land for Michael Bay where sunsets last forever. I'm sure Michael Bay has other fantasies, but I really don't want to get into those.
Old Glory has to be waving pretty much every other scene, if not every scene.
Just jingoistic patriotism.
If you're juggling booty shots and violence and racial stereotypes and you drop them all, that's a Michael Bay movie.
The Rock is Michael Bay's best movie.
The Rock is actually a great movie.
The Rock is so fun.
I love The Rock. I love The Rock. This is a dope movie.
You know, a lot of people hold it in their top regards. Yo, you can put it next to a Steven Seagal movie, and depending on how drunk I am, I might watch it.
Sean Connery's awesome in it.
The Rock.
Yes, The Rock.
Nicolas Cage, maybe at the height of his powers?
What I'm dealing with here is one of the most deadly substances the Earth has ever known. So what do you say you cut me some friggin' slack?
Nicolas Cage at his most unhinged, but also like his most in control of that unhingedness. Like he weaponizes it in this movie.
You sure you're ready for this? I'll do my best. Your best?
Losers stay home and whine about their best. Is that it?
Losers always whine about their best.
I think losers stay home and winners go to prom and the queen.
Winners go to the prom. The prom queen?
Winners stay home and the prom queen.
Winners go home and the prom queen.
Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and the prom queen.
That is such a Michael Bay line. Michael Bay was like, let me just write down my life motto here.
How in the name of Zeus's butthole did you get out of your cell? Pete Cage, just mwah.
But I love, my favorite scene maybe in the entire Rock is Ed Harris and Michael Biehn screaming at each other.
The Navy SEAL Marine standoff is so dope. Like that scene still gives me chills. I love that scene so much.
Just two military men bellowing at each other. That's like the most Michael Bay moment ever.
Vein-throbbing military orders like, order your men to stand down.
I cannot give that order.
Order your men to stand down.
I cannot give that order! I am not gonna repeat that order! I will not give that order! What the hell is wrong with you, man?
I cannot give that order. Like you just think like at some point like their heads are gonna just explode Scanner style.
So I give you a pass on that one, Michael Bay, because that's a hell of a scene. Well done, sir.
You want to go pure Bay? You go Armageddon.
What is this thing?
It's an asteroid, sir. Doesn't matter where it hits. Nothing would survive, not even bacteria.
Armageddon's where things start to get real dumb real fast.
Armageddon was cheesy fun.
Everything about Armageddon from the beginning into the end is so good.
Armageddon's an awful movie, but if it is on TNT, I will also watch it in its entirety.
I'm going to say that Armageddon is Michael Bay's best work.
Armageddon is what you watch to see if you are photosensitive to seizures. It's shaking, it's loud, it's obnoxious, it's stupid. I love it.
Armageddon is one of the films guaranteed to make me cry every single time I watch it. When Liv Tyler puts her hand on the screen and goes down and don't go, I lose it every time.
If you didn't shed a tear at the end at the wedding/funeral that they had at the same damn time.
The United States government just asked us to save the world.
The thing I would bring up about Armageddon is what everybody brings up, which is it's backwards. It would be a lot easier to train guys that already know how to be blasted into space to work a drill rather than teaching the guys who know how to work the drill to be astronauts.
Talk about the wrong stuff.
If you listen to the DVD commentary, Ben Affleck talks about how he asked that question to Michael Bay.
I asked Michael why it was easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts than it was to train astronauts to become oil drillers, and he told me to shut the f up.
Easier to operate a jackhammer or fly the space shuttle? Maybe fly a space shuttle.
You want to send these boys into space? Fine. I'm sure they'll make good astronauts. But they don't know jack about drilling.
Drilling is a fine art form. But what do astronauts really have to do? Like hang out in a dunk tank for a while and then sit in that spinny thing so that they don't vomit and then just like put on a cool suit and then slow-mo walk to a spaceship? Come on, you got to send drillers to drill.
You're obviously not on board with this movie if that's the thing that you're caught up in, because I have bad news for you. There are 15 other far more impossible things that happen throughout the course of this movie.
How big is the asteroid? I think it was like 4 or 5 times the size of Texas.
The asteroid is twice the size of Texas.
It's bigger than Texas, I know that for sure.
Our best estimate is 97.6 billion.
It's the size of Texas, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
I love the Aerosmith song.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
That's her dad singing while she's being aroused by the prancing of an animal cracker down his own daughter's midriff.
That's the weirdest foreplay I've ever seen. Especially animal crackers, because animal crackers, like, those go in a lunchbox.
Animal crackers are a shit cookie. I would have said go with some Pepperidge Farm.
Animal crackers, not totally sexy.
This is so much fun, it's freaky.
Steve Buscemi had space insanity, man.
Oh, yeah, when Buscemi goes crazy because of space.
You lost your mind? He's got space dementia.
Space insanity is real. It happens to all sorts of Americans in space.
My grandmother suffered from space insanity, and I don't think this is a laughing matter.
Whether they're deep drillers or they're farm vets or whatever weird other situation that arises in space that we have to send an unqualified job to, space insanity is a real threat, and I think we should talk about it. I really like the Transformers. It's a cool franchise with a lot of great opportunities for cool storytelling and like really like epic visionary movie work, and they're just awful. They're just wasted.
Man, I wanted to like Transformers so much, and even as like a bad movie, I can't get into it.
It's like a really bad internet date. You start out with all the hope in the world, and then slowly your dreams just get crushed with more thudding and brutal blows as you go along. That's the Transformers franchise.
They're so much fun. They're stupid and they're awful, especially they get worse as they go. But if you have popcorn and maybe a whiskey.
I remember seeing the first movie, and it was one of those moments where I was kind of wowed by the special effects. I was just like, this movie is awesome. It's cool. If I was a 13-year-old kid, it would have been my favorite movie of the year. It just went downhill from there. The sequel was during the writer's strike, and it was awful. The third one was too long and boring for about half the movie. Extinction and The Last Night are just unbelievably bad.
I sadly have seen every Transformer movie. They are the most disjointed things that I've ever seen. Something as simple as a truck turning into a robot. I shouldn't have to have a college degree to figure out putting the pieces in place.
Transformers has come to mean an incoherent mess, military porn, and 2 gigantic CGI junkyards crashing into each other, product placements, the worst, lowest common denominator comedy.
I don't get why these space creatures come to Earth and have to speak urban slang. It's just weird.
What are we gonna do with this shrimp taco?
I'm just Bubba capping his ass, throw him in the truck, and then nobody gonna know nothing, not me.
How do you make a racist robot? Michael Bay did it. He is an innovator.
Ooh, that's old school, yo.
There's a shot where there's like soldiers looking at a bank of monitors, and 4 or 5 of them are like green. This color, green. This symbolizes, oh, we're gonna put something in there later. They put nothing in there later. I think Michael Bay was just like, whatever. That's kind of the mark of a director who's given up.
What Transformers has done to Anthony Hopkins, to John Turturro, to so many others, is just denigrate what it means to be an actor.
Oh, John Turturro, why? Why?
I'm not gonna begrudge John Turturro. Go ahead, make a big paycheck, buy yourself an infinity pool, John Turturro.
I am directly below enemy scrotum.
Because, you know, kids love scrotum jokes.
And that had to be an expensive dick joke, because that's a big robot. Like, that was a big special effect. That might have been one of the most expensive dick jokes of all time.
I hope the money was worth it, John. I really, really do.
Sentinel Prime was supposed to either been Alpha Trion or Ultra Magnus. You can't do the Dinobots without a real Grimlock and a real Swoop. Get your life together.
To make the Constructicons lame is an unforgivable sin. In the original animated movie, they're terrifying. When they show up and form Devastator, everyone's like, oh God, we're going to die. I'm trying to rack my brain to like think of good things from the Transformers movies. The Linkin Park songs are neat, I guess.
I hope that John Cena one's good. I want that Bumblebee one to be good.
Bad Boys 1 and 2, they're cool action movies. They're just neat shots and guns and firefights and giggles and laughter, and they're exactly what they need to be.
I mean, you gotta love Bad Boys. You gotta love Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together.
They're one of the top 10 buddy cops.
How do you describe their relationship? Who can be funnier, who can be louder?
Bad Boys 2, the soundtrack, let's go. What up, girl? What are they trying to do? They're like a duo cop, Bad Boys team. They can't be that good if all I remember is that song from like the second one or third one or something. How many Bad Boys movies even are there?
The first Bad Boys I like, it's fun. Martin Lawrence is hiding Tia Leone at Will Smith's apartment, but he's pretending that it's his apartment. The game gets given away right away because she notices that there's photos of Will Smith all over the place. Why would you have your own framed photo all over your own apartment? That seems weird.
I honestly don't think it's weird. If I was Will Smith, I would just have a bunch of pictures of myself framed in my apartment.
Bad Boys 2 is excess over everything else.
It was just about ecstasy and Gabrielle Union being an undercover agent and Martin Lawrence gets shot in the butt and Haitians. Why were there Haitians?
A bullet in the head will really mess up your extensions.
Yeah, there was that cool 360 gunfight. My microphone is just getting tangled.
Bad Boys 2 has a scene where they're driving and they're gonna get these other cars off their back by throwing corpses out the back. I guess they thought that might be funny? And the first Bad Boys was a comedy. And the second one becomes this like grisly death march. There's another scene in Bad Boys 2 where they drive over the roofs of like these entire villages. And it's like, those are people's homes. You're causing this wanton massive destruction. Weren't these movies funny at some point? I thought they were.
You know what? I'm on board for Bad Boys 3.
I was really excited about Pearl Harbor. Being my father's son, I like World War II stuff.
We thought it was going to be like Titanic, like this big, epic, historical thing that was going to set the world on fire, and then we heard it was directed by Michael Bay, and that movie is just all kinds of terrible.
No, Pearl Harbor's not a good movie. Who says it's a good movie?
Love it. All in on Pearl Harbor. Wow, definitely shouldn't say that.
How do you take one of the great American tragedies and make it even more tragic?
Michael Bay finds a way.
The cool action shot of Pearl Harbor actually getting bombed. It's like this dope scene, but you're like, go Japanese Armada, what?
That shot following the bomb out of the airplane, like following it down from the sky all the way down and then blowing up. Like, I don't want history that horrible to look cool.
There's some historical facts in there. There's a lot of fiction, but there's also a lot of like screwball comedy. Specifically this moment where Ben Affleck is trying to hit on a nurse, but he then literally pops a champagne cork into his own nose.
You are just so...
And it's just the most Looney Tunes stupid moment in an already stupid movie.
Cork just got away from me.
That's why I knew we were watching something special.
I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off in the theater when I saw that. The whole theater laughed, and add a little bit of charm to that romance.
The one good part of this movie is Ben Affleck's Southern accent.
You know where I come from? Somebody makes a toast to you and you don't drink, that's saying something.
He's done comedy before, but nothing will be funnier than his Southern by way of the south of Boston accent the whole time.
It's not a problem with my eyes. I mean, I can see. I mean, I can hit a running rabbit with a $3 pistol. I got a problem with letters.
Pearl Harbor as a movie is something I don't understand. And I honestly think Pearl Harbor as an event is something Michael Bay didn't understand.
Well, Michael Bay looks like shouldn't have made all those Transformers movies.
Michael Bay, we have to say today is not your day. Kids, don't try this at home, but at the same time, that was incredibly satisfying.
And if you can't afford therapy, there you go.